Good morning, Vietnam.
Yes, sorry. Good morning, guys. We are back. Sorry for the noise. I started printing something like right when I realized we were supposed to go live. It's done. It's done. It's a recipe for chicken dumpies.
Yep,
So,
we are so out of practice.
all right. So, um, yeah, we've been 2 weeks now, no video.
Yeah,
And so let's talk about that because that's literally the title of our show today. We missed a few weeks.
yep.
Well, some weeks. I think I put some weeks. So let's talk about it. Let me kind of explain. Okay, so the first week we missed was because there was no internet hooked up at Crystal's house yet. And it's not her fault. She was basically told it was good to go. All she had to do was plug it in, good to go. Turned out that was a lie.
Yeah, it wasn't true.
Um,
Not hooked up.
Second week was a little bit more annoying because I had no way to turn my computer on. The power cable was gone, missing. It disappeared, and if you watch my main channel video,
Got up and walked away.
I've mentioned, it literally disappeared from the time I put it in my bag here at my house to the time I got home because I never once took my computer out like I originally planned to do.
There was no internet.
So
we had no internet to play with.
I didn't have the internet to edit videos or do the live or anything like that. Well, I don't need the internet to edit videos, but I needed it to upload the videos. Yeah, I could have edited at nighttime and we could have went and wasted some time at a coffee shop that time we get there.
So
yeah, and it was time we didn't really have to waste either. We had a lot to do.
We were YouTubing in like 10-minute spurts.
Yeah,
that was about it. It was like time for one video, and then we were like done breaking, and then when we were done breaking, we were going to bed.
Yeah, so
that was like it.
Yeah, the move. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Crystal moved.
Yes,
and it ended up taking a lot more energy than I originally planned because we were supposed to have help and
there was no help.
We didn't. So here you have two disabled old
ladies. I
really
wasn't shocked that there was no help either because we even talked about it before the move that there probably would not be help.
Yeah. So now you have two disabled old ladies sitting here trying to move all this stuff. We got it. That we only left two big things behind because one we couldn't even figure out how to get out of the house. We couldn't lift it. I mean, it was heavy, but it wasn't too heavy that we couldn't lift it.
It was move right out the door.
We couldn't figure out how to get it out the door.
We have no idea how our husband got it in the door.
So, and then the other thing was there was no way we could have moved it. It was this huge, I think it was probably a 6-7 foot long dresser. It's solid wood. It's real wood. It's heavy as all hell. Yeah. And I knew we probably could have got the mirror out if she really wanted the mirror top, but we wouldn't have had anything to set it on because there's no way I was getting that dresser out with just her and I. There was just no way. And of all the things that broke was one of the lightest things, and that was the freaking microwave. I was so pissed off that day. You could ask Crystal. I literally carried the microwave to the living room the same way I ended up picking up to put it to the car, right? But as soon as the microwave got out of the house, it's like it refused to
leave the house.
I lifted it up the same way, the same exact way.
I moved it the same way you did too, and it didn't give me any problems.
So it's like as soon as it got out of the freaking house, it's like, nah, I'm not going. And it opened up and it shattered, like the tray shattered. Yeah, I know I could have figured out how to find a new tray or whatever.
But we were done.
I was done at that point. I think I even ended up throwing the fucking microwave because I was done. I was pissed. I was like,
you just dropped it on the ground and I picked it up and put it in the house. And you're like, I would have picked it up. And I was like, no, you're fine. What?
Done.
We were just done at that point. That was one of the last days that we were working.
That was the last day. The microwave was the last thing that needed to get loaded before we left for the day. Or before we left forever, because that was literally the last.
That was like Tuesday, I think, wasn't it? Monday or Tuesday? That was like one of the last things that we were doing.
It was.
I think it was Monday.
No, we were done. We were done at that house on Saturday.
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But
Saturday, because Friday was originally supposed to be our last day there, but
I got it.
Did everything because of the rain.
Shut off.
Yeah, the rain kept slowing us down loading stuff because it would get harder and then slow down, harder then slow down. So,
and plus we just got sick and tired of moving shit every now and then. It was just like, we're just done. We're just gonna stop. Because we would think that we were fine, and then either the truck would piss us off because the dolly or the car would piss us off, and we'd be like, this is just our last load. We're just going to go back and come back tomorrow.
Yeah. And then the next day I said, you know what? Just get whatever you want out of this house. We're leaving everything else. I'm not fucking cleaning it because her landlord's tearing it down anyway.
Yeah.
Because originally I was going to clean it up, like not fully clean it, obviously, but I was going to at least make sure there was no trash and stuff like that. We were going to load up the car with all the trash, take it to the dump. And when I say load up the car with the trash, take it to the dump, I was going to like cram that car full because it's $50 a load to go to the dump. And at this point, by the time we got to, I was already pissed off. I was running out of money, and that's not Crystal's fault. It's just we were supposed to have people help us move, and then I ended up having to get a U-Haul.
The first call with the landlord was, we have guys with trucks and we can help you. And they never offered. They knew when we were moving and everything, and they never
showed up. And then again, not really Crystal's fault, but she didn't really tell me how bad it was. So we ended up having to stay in a hotel the first day because, well, I had to stay in the hotel. I let Crystal come with me.
I warned you like about the mold and the bugs and stuff.
I know. I just didn't realize the mold was that bad. And
I was used to it, I think. And so that's why I was able to.
I'm highly allergic to black mold, and that house had a ton of black mold in it. And I wasn't even in her living room for maybe 5 minutes when I'm like, yeah, I can't stay here. So we had to go stay at a hotel. Well, again, I had to at least stay at a hotel. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, nah, peace out, bitch. You stay in this. So she came with me. It was the same price whether I stayed by myself or not. So it didn't matter to me. But so that was another expense I hadn't planned. I had planned on buying an air mattress, which I did. And, but the problem was I could, if Walmart was open, when I got there, like when we realized I wasn't going to be able to stay there, we could have just stayed at the other house, no problem. But Walmart wasn't open. So I had no way of getting a air mattress that day. So we had to stay at a hotel.
Yeah, we tried. We looked around and everything was closed. I think after the pandemic, everything just started to close at like 11 o'clock. Because beforehand, we were open like 24 hours. Like everything was 24 hours.
Yeah, it's the same way here, except I think they all close at like 9 or 10.
It's 11 is the latest that we go.
It's something ridiculous. I live in like a retirement town, so it's a bunch, not saying it's all old people, but it's a lot of people that retired down to Florida. So
like 11 and 12 is like the latest we're open throughout the week, and then I think it goes like to like 1 or 2 a.m. on the weekends. But like, yeah, we started closing after the pandemic. So it really like changed things around here because we used to be 24/7.
Yeah.
And now we're not.
I think the pandemic changed a lot of things, and I think it made companies more greedy, if you want my honest opinion, because they realized that they could do so much with less employees, and they started relying on AI more. And they realized that, hey, we don't need to be open at 3:00 in the morning. Screw those people that work third shift and sleep during the day, and so on and so forth. We don't care about them people. and honestly, yeah, because I don't like Crystal's area. I think the latest pickup time at her Walmart was like 9 p.m. or something like that. But for my Walmart, the latest pickup time is literally like, I think it's 7:00 or something crazy early like that. And I just realized, like, no one cares about what about the people that work third shift? And now they have to literally leave work to go to the store and do all the things they need to do before they go home and sleep, instead of being able to go on their day off because they're already on that late night schedule. I don't know. When I worked third shift, I also went to school, so I literally came home, went to sleep, woke up, went to school, went to work. So mine's a little bit different, I guess, but I would not have been able to go to the store during the day. There would have been no way, because I literally woke up, went to school. So by the time I was done with school, if I was off work, I would have had to been able to go after 10 p.m. to the store. I wouldn't be able to do that these days. There'd be no way. So it would have to have been a day that I was off work and off school, because I don't know. And it makes it, I don't know, just, I already feel sorry for the people with third shift jobs for like doctor's appointments and stuff, because again, they're on a way different schedule than the rest of the world. And I don't think the rest of the world accommodates for third shift people. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because I worked third shift and I have a look into that world, but I don't know. How do we get onto this topic?
We were talking about you needed an air mattress.
Oh, that's right. And so anyway, Walmart, I get why they don't want to be open 24 hours a day, but at the same time, they technically still are, because their stocking team still works overnight. Everyone that stocks the shelves still works overnight, to my knowledge. From what I was told, the people that stock the shelves still work at night. The only thing is they don't have to have someone up by the cash registers anymore. So, and plus, even before the pandemic started, if you went in after 11 p.m., you could only use self-checkout, and there was only one person up watching self-checkout anyway. So why couldn't that still be the case? Why can't you still have your one measly person watching self-checkout with the store open? I don't know. But apparently paying that person $15 an hour is a little too much for a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't. It's companies like that just piss me off. I hate Walmart in general, and like I told Crystal, everything I ordered was through Walmart, because everything, I have the Walmart app and it's already set up, and it's just easy for me to just do Walmart than to figure out the whole Target situation and crap like that. But I don't have a super. If I had a super Target here, I would never shop at Walmart again. The closest super Target to me is in Tampa, and I'm not driving to Tampa to go to the grocery store. I go to Publix, which I think I'm going to start shopping at Publix. So I guess we're going to backtrack. I went to Walmart this week, and I realized Walmart literally has so few items that aren't chemically processed. Like, there was a lot of things that I'm like, oh my God. And like, for example, I didn't even read the milk because the last week I had read the whole milk, and the whole milk had no chemical preservation in it. Well, the 2% milk has chemical preservation in it. So now I have to go back to whole milk. But what else did I get? I was going to get turkey bacon. And I don't know if it's just what's sold at Walmart or if turkey bacon in general is just all processed, but the turkey bacon at Walmart is basically only chemicals with some turkey, like grinded turkey in it. So it's not even real turkey, really. It's literally particles with chemicals. So that turned me off. I didn't get any. What else did I have? I had a hard time finding pasta. I ended up finding one brand of pasta. They only had like 2 different types of this one brand. You could either get penne or regular spaghetti. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. All the other pastas, by the way, full of preservatives. I found
there.
I think it was Rayo's or something like that.
I mentioned Rouse to you. Like I said, the people that like watch Frenchie and stuff, they always talk about Rouse.
Oh, Ralph's?
Mm-hmm. Rouse or Raos.
Oh, Rayo. Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I found.
Yeah, like they're always talking about Rouse and everything. Like when they go to the store, they always talk about it and say it's like the best thing ever.
It was good pasta. That's what I just fed Stitch the rest of. But it's good. I'm just saying, it's not saying that it was the only one that Walmart sold that didn't have chemicals in it.
Yeah, I think that's why they say it's like the best and it's expensive.
It's not. It wasn't that bad. It's not that bad. It really isn't.
I'm just saying, like it's pricey.
It's not 99 cents a box. I'll say that, but I think it was like $3 for what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess, yes, in retrospect is pricey compared to the 99-cent crap, but I don't know. I think I'm realizing why Americans are becoming infertile, why we are dying young, why we are unhealthy is because everything we can afford
has chemicals in it.
Is chemically preserved. And we're talking like bad chemicals we shouldn't even be absorbing. And that's why
every are you gonna be like, it's got red dye 40 in it? We're all like, are you gonna be like her?
And that's the other thing. Everything seems to have red dye 40 in it. And it's like, well, now I've already decided I'm gonna cut that crap out too, like the dyes.
You are gonna be like her.
What?
I said, so you are gonna be like her with the the chick with the red dye 40.
Yes and no. I'm not like
I can't eat it. Like you're gonna be like, I can't eat that. It's got red dye 40. It's gonna give me cancer.
But she still tried something that had red dye 40 in it on the latest podcast. So her thing is, and Rylan makes fun of. If you guys don't know what we're talking about God,
the sip.
The sip, but now I can't think of her name. It's not Lindsay. Lizzie. So Lizzie from the sip, I guess, is on this whole. Her husband is on this whole chemical thing, red dye 40. You know, the whole thing. But apparently, they get it from Gwyneth Paltrow, and I just thought it was funny because I came up with this idea. I mean, it's obviously not an idea, but I came up with this decision before I even heard her talking about it. Like, I was sitting there, like, one day just reading the box of something, and I'm like, this is nothing but chemicals. And so I went on this whole wild thing, reading the back of everything. And even some, like, because when I was talking about doing paleo, and even a lot of the things that are paleo friendly are all chemically preserved. And it's like, this is why countries look at us and like, what is your guys' problem? We don't do this over here. We don't have this in our food over here. We don't, and it's like, yeah, but this is why you guys are living longer and you guys don't have a higher obesity rate and blah, 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 because a lot of them have American sections in their stores. And someone sent me a picture of an American section in Ireland. And I looked at like almost everything on their shelves and nothing has any dye in it. So there's no red dye 40. So a lot of countries ban foods with red dye 40, or there's another dye color as well. They ban those, that they won't even let you import them into the place. If you send a package to someone in some of the countries, because that has to go through customs where they check your thing, like you have to send I forget what country it is. It might be China. I don't remember, but there's one country that if you're shipping a package to them, you literally on the side of the package, you had to include a detailed inventory of what's in that package. Because when it gets to their customs, they check, they put it through a scanner thingy that supposedly reads everything that's in that package. And so if anything on that package has something that's banned in the country, they will open the package, remove that, put a note in there stating why it was removed, and then they will send it off. So there's a lot of countries that will not let you even import red dye 40 products into the country. So the fact that there's other countries out, almost every other country out there that does not allow this, should tell Americans that it's not good for them. And it's not just red dye 40, it's maltodextrin, and there's one that starts with an R, and there's so many. You know what, let me just go grab a box of something, because I'm sure it will have everything on it. I'm going to grab a couple things. Just some of the stuff I'm trying to get rid of. And we're going to read. Obviously there's more than this crap, but let's read what's in this crap. So let's start with everyone's favorite fudge making tool. No. Marshmallow fluff.
You do not get rid of marshmallow fluff. That's good shit.
Honestly, the only thing in here that's not that great for you is corn syrup, and that's not chemical. So this is okay.
I'm saying.
It does have artificial flavor in it, which I try to steer away from because it doesn't specify, but it's most likely vanilla. It's most likely artificial vanilla because that's what marshmallow is flavored like, is vanilla. So
that's straight from the heavens.
So marshmallow fluff is good, guys. I never looked at it, so I didn't know. I just grabbed it. All right, so this is a marinade. It's a Lawry's marinade. And let's see. Again, I haven't looked at any of this. This is all stuff that's been on my shelf. It's got xanthan gum, which isn't great. It's a thickener, but it's not great for you. Sodium benzenate, whatever. Those are the two chemical. Well, actually, xanthan gum is labeled as a thickener, but the sodium bisno whatever is to protect quality, which means it's a chemical to keep preservation. All right. My favorite soup. I'm showing it to here, like bean and bacon soup. I love bean and bacon soup. But let's see. It's got water, pea beans, carrots, cooked ham, water. So 2 things of water. Sugar, sodium phosphates, sodium something. Sodium nitrate. Celery. Contains less than 2% of modified cornstarch, sugar, tomato paste, salt, wheat flour, yeast extract, monosodium glutamate, flavoring. Again, this is the problem with America. In other countries, if you can't just put flavoring, you have to literally break down what's in the flavoring. So in America, they can literally just put flavoring and it could just be all chemicals and we would never know. So if you are trying to go on a more organic, less no chemicals thing, if this is flavoring, I wouldn't trust it. Beta carotene for color, dried pork stock, natural smoke flavoring, onion extract, garlic extract. So it sounds less appetizing after you read everything on it. All right, our everyone's favorite Velveeta shells and cheese. So here's the ingredients. Let's see. Enriched macaroni product, which is wheat flour, niacin, various sulfate. So right there, you already have in the noodles alone, there's the first, let's see, after flour is chemical. So it's flour and like 4 chemicals. Then you got the cheese sauce, which is, let's see, cheddar cheese, which is milk, culture, salt, enzymes, whey protein concentrate, milk. Okay. Oh, milk protein. Then you get sodium phosphate. So the worst part about, oh wait, hold on, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Never mind. I was going to say the worst part about it is the noodles, but the cheese doesn't have as many chemicals in it as the noodles do, though. So the cheese isn't as bad as the noodles, which is shocking. But anyway, and then Cheez-Its. I bet you this has red dye 40 in it. It's got flour, which again, the flour is 3 chemicals plus flour, or the flour has 3 chemicals in it. Vegetable oil, which the vegetable oil has TBHQ in it for freshness. So again, another chemical. Cheese made with skim milk. And surprisingly, the cheese doesn't have any chemicals in it. And let's see. It contains salt, dextrose, paprika, yeast, paprika extract color. So it is not red dye 40. It is colored with paprika and then soy lecithin. But what is TBHQ? Let's look that up because I don't even know what the fuck that is. TBHQ. Preservative. All right. So here's someone asked, what does TBHQ do to your body? And according to the National Library of Medicine, the organization cites studies that have found TBHQ to cause liver enlargement, neurotoxic effects, convulsions, and paralysis in laboratory animals. Yeah. So if it's doing that to animals, you know it's bad for us. I think I'm just gonna have to end up donating a lot of this. I need to look to see if there's a food pantry around, and I need to check expiration dates because.
What was that thing again?
TBHQ. Yeah, because my soup is still good until the October of this year. This is almost past its.
Where did you find that? Like, no, where was it? Like on the food or
what the
TBHQ? Like, what was it written?
Right here. It's on the food. It says vegetable oil is vegetable oil, high oxalic soybean, soy palm, and or canola oil with TBHQ for freshness. So
with convulsions and
yeah, they're literally putting these in our foods, and the FDA says it's okay, and that's just, to me, that's not okay. And yeah, granted, it took me till my 40s to realize we were being poisoned, like literally poisoned by the government, but this is poison.
Well, that's not the government, that's the food.
Yeah, but who controls the FDA? The government. So I'm just saying. The FDA is a federal, right? Or Food Drug Administration. I'm pretty sure. Does the govern?
I'm just saying, I mean, that's like every presidency. You can't just be like, oh my God, that's Biden. Biden's doing it.
No, I'm not saying, I did not blame the president. I blamed the government because we all know the president is just a figurehead. The president has no say in what goes on.
Like, that's my point. I'm just saying, like, don't be one of those, oh my God, FJB, because it's not Biden. Like, if you want to be a government person, then fine. But don't sit there and be like, the president's doing it to us, because no.
I didn't say that. But yes, the FDA was established by Congress. So the FDA is a government regulated organization. So
yeah, but if Congress did it, then it's going to be something that like Congress would have to deal with. So
exactly. So it goes back to it goes back to me saying that the government is trying to kill us. The government has been poisoned.
Like Congress things are more or less like above the president, because like the president can veto their shit, but if they vote something in, they can go above his ass.
Right, because the president can only put in a veto. He can't
tell them. Yeah, he can't tell them what to do.
See, that's the difference between the democratic, like our democracy, and the monarch, because the queen or king have, like, their veto or whatever has more power than our president's veto does. So Parliament is there to help the monarch run the country, but the king or queen usually has the final say.
Yeah, because I think even if a president uses his veto, they can still go back in and do it.
Right. They can't. The president's veto is nothing. Like, that's why I said the president is literally just a figurehead of this country. They do not run this country. They are there to make people think there's someone else in power besides the people that are actually in power.
Because each state has their own representatives on Congress, and those are the people that are in control of shit.
Those are the people we need to actually pay attention to when we vote. It doesn't matter who you put in for presidency. It really doesn't. Are there people that you think might be able to influence Congress a little more than others? Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you right now, putting an older guy in the presidency is not going to do us any good, because most of the time they're going to go with what Congress wants. They're not going to stand up and fight against Congress and try to change Congress. I also think Congress, we need to have term limits there. We need to revote our Congress. Like, they shouldn't be in power as long as they're in power.
I think they only last like 2 or 4 years, depending on what position they're in.
There's people that are in Congress for 20 plus years.
They can get reelected.
Exactly. They don't have a term limit. The president can only be elected twice, serve 2 terms in their life. They can't serve 2 terms, take a year or take a term off and then come back and run. They're only allowed 2 in their life. So that needs to be said for Congress. They should only be allowed 2 terms, or however, you know what I mean? There needs to be a limit on their reign. They shouldn't be able to keep getting voted back in and back in and back in and back in, because that does us no good. We're not getting fresh perspectives. We're not getting newer blood. We're getting old people that are set in the ways that think they know what's best for this country, when in reality, they're just taking our money and laughing at us, killing us, and we're not doing anything about it.
Well, Congress gets away with it because everyone blames the president.
Exactly. Because no one wants to sit there and listen to people that are saying the president does nothing. The president has no say. You want change these people. But no one wants to listen because they're so fucking brainwashed. They believe everything they see on freaking Fox News or ABC News or whatever the fucking news is. They don't listen to the people telling them. They call us all conspiracy theorists that we don't know what we're talking about. We just want to put blame on other people besides who the real blame is on. When in reality, we're trying to tell you who the fucking blame is on.
Because everyone wants to listen to the Cheeto. Everyone believed the orange Cheeto who says
and it's not just him, because the people that are all about Biden are listening to everything he says right now. Everyone that...
No, I know, but my point is that the Cheeto is saying that you blame the person in charge.
Yeah, well, the Cheeto then is putting blame on his fucking self because he was in charge at one point.
I know, but he makes it seem like the president is the one that has, like all the power and is the one that you put,
It's because he's probably in it with Congress trying to push the perspective somewhere else. That's the problem with people up there. And I'm going to say it. They're probably all part of the Illuminati. I don't even care. Come at me, bros. Come at me. You could not ruin my life any more than it's already been ruined.
And then the Cheeto gets back in the office, and then the only thing he's going to want to do is kick all the people in Congress out that don't believe in what he believes in, like he did last time, until they vote his way. That's what he did last time. He got rid of everyone who didn't push his agendas.
But not in Congress. He doesn't have that power. He doesn't get to vote for Congress or change Congress. He did the in-house stuff. He put his family members, his business associates and stuff in positions of power.
He was kicking everybody around. He was kicking around the Secretary of State. He was kicking everyone in.
Because he has power over people, but Congress, he has no power over. He has no power over changing Congress.
Like, he pissed all those people around. And he put everyone with his last name in there, or that was married to somebody with his last name. And he made all of them do everything he wanted to do. And if they weren't doing it, he would put someone else in there who would.
Yeah.
Or he would threaten them with someone that had his last name, or find someone else who did. You gonna marry my daughter? You're gonna marry my daughter. Hello.
Hey, Michelle. But yes, happy Friday. Happy Friday. But yeah, but still, he has no power over Congress. That's the one branch of government he could not put anyone in or out of, because those are all voted positions. So he can't just say, you're fired, and replace it with someone else. There's no way. There's just absolutely no way. Could he, at election time, influence decisions? Sure. But so could everybody else in the world. And that's the problem.
Positions.
Huh?
They're all voted positions. Secretary of State gets voted in.
But there's I don't remember. It goes back to the whole judicial power thing. everyone thinks the president has say in everything, but in fact, they do not. President is literally just the head of the military, not the country.
I know.
So that Congress is the head of the country. Whether people want to believe that or not, it's the truth. They have all the say.
They're the ones passing bills and making new bills and all these other shitty things, and they're the ones that put all that shit in there, and they pass it over to the president, and they're like, yay or nay. And if he says nay, then they're like, okay, we're going to take it back, and we're going to redo it, and then we're going to say yay to ourselves, and then you're just going to say, suck it. And if he says yay, then they're like, yay.
Oh, who was it? Oh, Robert Kennedy Jr. or something like that. He's running as independent. And
I saw something about him.
Justin was reading his things to me, but his thing on the military is why he won't get voted in. He literally wants to bring all of our troops home, which I can agree with that point. Mm-hmm. But then he wants to downsize our military. He wants to cut our military in half. He wants to lower our defenses by cutting our military in half. You are taking the military of the most hated country in the world, because I don't care what people say. There are people that will say, oh, America's so great. America's so great. But most of the other countries in this world that want to do us harm think we're like, they hate us. They hate us. So
the safest way for an American to travel.
Sure. That's lower our defenses. So, they could all come in and, murder us. Right. That's, anyway. And then there was something else he said. I'm trying to remember.
I didn't read I know he was like apologizing about shit, or they were asking him to apologize for shit. I didn't read what was being said though, but I know he was getting a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, probably his stance on the military would be my guess. There was something else about schools. I think it was he wanted to. Let me see if I can find his thing.
I just remember seeing his name in the.
Well, you missed the rest of our conversations about other things, Michelle. We weren't talking about the puppet masters the whole time. We were originally talking about TBHQ, and then it turned into government. So, let's see, Robert.
Why did I think he was deceased?
Well, I don't know.
For some reason, I thought like all the Kennedys were gone. Because I know if you travel, like your safest bet is to say Canadian. I'm Canadian. Hey. Maple syrup and toques and Chesterfields all day long.
What is it called when you're sitting there trying to find out what they're running, like what their running agenda, maybe?
Campaign?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. This is why you're in my life, Crystal. Without you, I would not have made it through school as far as I did. I don't care.
Various words. That's all I'm good for is various words. Various words and phrases.
Here we go. Policies. Wow, they have it broke down. Economy, housing, environment, honest government, recollection, peace, border, civil liberties, racial healing, Native Americans, veterans, labor, higher education. That's the one. Oh, that's what it was. He wants to make all like universities and stuff like private, like where you have to get your lending through the school, not through federal loans or bank loans or something. Like he wants to make it so you have to borrow money from the school, which is going to make it harder for people from poverty to go to school because they're not going to be able to have the credit and stuff like that, financial support to even cover what's going to need to be covered to get the loan from the school.
Not
so because he's saying that the federal student loans is too high, and that if we take away federal loans and make it to where you have to loan directly from the school, it's going to make the schools more picky about, well, he didn't say this part, but it is going to make the schools more picky about who can enter their schools and stuff like that. So
it depends on if they would be allowed to do that. They may not be allowed to. I mean, depending on what kind of school it is. If it's a community college, then they may not be allowed to be more picky. Well, now, I can see private schools being allowed to be more picky.
But that's part of it. He wants to make it to where all colleges are considered private because you're no longer taking money from the government. You'll never be allowed to take the money from the government anymore. The government will no longer cover education. It'll all be up to the schools to loan the money out and then to go after the students for the money. So there will no longer be like state schools or anything like that. They will all become privatized.
Well, even still, I mean, it would most likely depend on like the caliber of the education that comes out of that school, whether or not they can be picky. You see what I'm saying?
Yes and no, because if they're loaning the money to the student to come to their school,
they want to loan money in order to get students. But they're not
Yes, but again, they're not going to be like, oh, this person's never going to pay us a dime, so let's go ahead and give them the money. They're going to be like, nah, I don't see this person ever paying us, so they're not going to come to our school.
Well, you're not listening to what I'm saying. But they won't have students if they don't loan out. They can't just sit there and be like, you know.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm saying, yes, they're not going to be that picky, but they're still going to be picky. They're not going to that.
Well, schools are picky now anyway. I mean,
yes, but the state schools don't really get much of a choice because if you can get funded by federal money, they're going to let you in. Whereas if you have to go through them, which is now a privatized loan, your credit, your parents' credit, depending on your age and everything else, is going to be taken into account. So if you come to them and your credit at 18 because you turned 18 and went out and ruined your credit by getting all these credit cards or whatever, and so now you're at like a 2 point something whatever, they're going to be less likely to loan you money than if you have a 8 something credit score. So
I'm not really saying that I agree with the whole thing. I'm just saying it might be better for the federal government or whatever to not have to pay for colleges.
It would. I will agree at that point that it will take a lot of the debt away from the government, but at the same time, it's going to make higher education a lot harder to do. I don't know why. I still don't know why America can't figure out how to get on
the free education board.
How the Canadians do it: free medical, free education,
higher taxes. That's what
they do. And I would totally pay higher taxes if it meant that I could go to university. Well, not me, obviously, because I'm old, but if it meant children could go to university for free and not have that worry on their heads about how they're going to pay to go to university or even a trade school, because I know trade schools in Canada are also free. It's the elective schools. Well, they call them elective schools. So like doctor, lawyer, anything that you need a higher degree for, that's usually when you would have to pay. Anything higher than a bachelor's, I believe, you would have to pay. Yeah. So,
but they pay like upwards of like 40 to 50% in taxes.
But
that's coming from people like Frenchie. Like that's what she says.
But they're paying higher taxes, but they also get paid more an hour than we do. Mm-hmm. Their businesses, from my understanding, are they don't have to cover the head of insurance and stuff like that because the government pays for it all.
Yeah, so there's no insurance to cover.
So they're able to pay their employees more because of that, because now they don't have insurance fees they have to pay out. I'm pretty sure their business licenses or business taxes are cheaper than the United States, so they don't have that to cover. More than
that's true.
Yeah.
Frenchie did her by trade. She went to trade school.
Exactly, and that's why
pays all her bills. YouTube is like a side gig for her. She doesn't even need it to pay her bills. It's just extra money.
But see, here even in America, trade schools are almost as expensive as a 4-year university. Mm-hmm. So, and federal loans.
Example, but it's just because she's Canadian, so it's like.
And federal loans don't normally cover trade schools, so now you're paying with either private loans or out of pocket because the government doesn't really support trades in America.
That could be another reason why he's saying like all higher education would be.
But he doesn't specify it like that. He just made it sound like the government's giving away too much money that's not being repaid. In fact, a lot of it's been forgiven because of X, Y, and Z. So now we're out of that money because we gave all this money away, and none of these students they're not able to pay it back because there's no fucking jobs. There's literally no jobs for anyone, and the jobs that are available are beneath everyone at this point because they think they're better than them. They're too good to take a job at McDonald's until something else opens up. So
maybe that's a part of it that just hasn't really been spoken about, or maybe it's been missed or something like that. Maybe that's one of the things that just hasn't come out, is because trade school isn't covered by government funding, and that's one of the things where like people are going into the trades right now, because that was being discussed the other day. I don't think you were here when it was being discussed, but it was being discussed the other day, and people were talking about preferring to go into trade school more than regular university, and because it's easier to get a job if you go into a trade.
Exactly.
But you do trading.
Like Michelle says, she went to school to do medical insurance, and most likely she did like relicense or something. And I don't know the whole thing of why you can't do it now or whatever, but I know, like, for example, like the degree we were going for, when we graduated, we would have been licensed in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, we couldn't have moved.
But if we moved, we would have had to be relicensed. And then even our instructor told us that some states, those licenses could be thousands of dollars. So it's like, why can't your degree, why do you have to be licensed? You know what I'm saying? I get having to switch your medical license from state to state and stuff like that. But if you're just going to be like social worker, what?
I said, what sucks is that they'll move you too. Sometimes the job itself will move you from one state to another state.
Yeah, and they don't
recertify yourself.
Oh, so they outsourced. Oh, well.
It's probably the way like the world's going and everything, because everything is going computer and people are working from home. And so they've probably made it to where they'll take people that work online.
Yeah.
And they can hire. They can't hire an in-house filer.
They can't afford it. Probably. Oh, okay.
Well, I know like there's a lot of, if you go on like LinkedIn and stuff like that, like, because I looked into that medical licensing and stuff, or medical medical billing and coding or whatever, and it was something where you could work from home. You just had to be licensed for it, and it didn't matter. And that was why I was looking into it, because that was something I could do from home.
Yeah, I think the problem, and then I don't agree with the whole third party thing, because here's the thing. You take these medical files out of the office, and now you have complete strangers with all these people's medical history. And it's not like their information is redacted when these people are having to code or whatever they're doing with it. So I don't agree with the third party thing. I think everything should be done in-house to keep it within the HIPAA laws. So I'm not sure how that even works because of HIPAA. So I mean, that's the part that confuses me on like the medical billing and coding and stuff like that being a at-home job and stuff like that, because how is that not breaking the HIPAA laws? Because you're sending medical records to these people to code. Now they have all of the information of this person.
I think because you have to download like their computer program and use that in order to code it. You can't just use your computer with an open filing system or whatever. Mm-hmm. You have to use the computer program that they make you use.
So, but now is it just the companies that are assigning these people that have to be HIPAA licensed, or each individual has to go and get HIPAA licensed?
I would have had to be licensed.
So each individual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because the final test that I would take would have had me licensed.
Okay. So I guess that's
it. I don't know. To be like sending, and then they said that they would have you use their computer program. So they would have had me put their computer program onto my computer to use it.
I know every medical provider has to be licensed. I was talking about the third-party people that are getting these files in their house and stuff like that. Because I know one company in particular will actually mail boxes, like whole boxes, to these individuals' houses to transcribe into the computer system. And then from there, because they're still trying to get like files that are from the 80s onto computers or something, and then those people would have to have it shipped back. So I was just, because I know a lot of it is all AI now, but
yeah, I didn't get very far with it because I found Remo instead.
Yeah. So
because I was still like in the studying process, and then I came across Remo because I was looking into that when I got injured last year.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, it's something. Man, every other topic we were on always went into a different topic, and that one kind of just died off. Oh, my final included him finally. Okay, so now do all of them in Tennessee have to do third-party outsourcing now, or is that just the whole state law? Because I just wonder, like, because, for example, I have to go to Stupid, which I don't have to go there. I could pay a copay, but if I want, like, the free crap, I have to go to a certain place, and they claim they do everything in-house, but when you call the call center, these people, one of them I talked to said that they're in Cuba, so, like,
Melissa got her Stanley.
It's not a Stanley. It's a Hydra Peak.
Sure it is.
It literally says Hydra Peak on it. It's probably got as much lead in it as Stanley does.
Probably. You could probably be a pencil.
Oh. Okay, so it's a county thing. All right. Man, there was something I saw this morning. I done forgot, and I was like, oh, we should talk about that. And I need to start writing shit down is what I need to do. Oh, no, I saved it on Facebook. Hold on.
Oh, no, Facebook.
I need to figure out how to do this on the computer, though. I guess let me look to see what it's on the phone, and maybe I could figure it out from the... It's under saved. So how do I find my saved? Oh, right here. Okay. What did it do?
I know. What was it saying to you?
Was it like mispronouncing shit?
Should I cook my hamburger like thawing out, or should I just cook it frozen?
What?
So should I have my hamburger thawing out, or should I cook it frozen?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. It beeped on the dirty words after the first sound. You that dirty words?
That's hilarious.
I would just say the dirty words. I don't guarantee it.
Could you imagine if we had to bleep this channel like I do on my normal channel? Like every time we said a bad word, it'd be like bleep, 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 bleep. And people would be like, damn, these people say bad words a lot.
Bleep dirty words. And this channel would never have content.
All right. So just a little context. This is a movie trailer for a movie coming out in, I think it was April.
Is it Twisters?
And no, but that looks good. At first, I was starting to get pissed off because I'm like, seriously, they're redoing Twister, but it's called Twisters. So it's like not
sequel.
a remake, but it's a
sequel.
Sequel, yes. So, anyway, I think it's called Civil War. Oh, no. And from my understanding, Texas and California became kind of their own country, but they still call themselves Americans or something along the lines, because in part of this trailer, you're going to hear some dudes going, what kind of Americans are you? So it's like, which side of the... Anyway, so let's watch...
Volume. Check your volume. Your volume.
Yeah. What?
Your volume.
What about my volume? Oh.
You're muted.
I'm muted.
You're muted.
Okay. All right, here we go. No, different actors. I don't think the original actors are in there, but
Bill did.
The dude from Anyone But You, which I figured out he's in Maverick 2.
Yes, he is.
And I was so pissed off at him in Maverick, though.
I told you he was good.
I was like, damn you, you are an asshole.
I told you he's good.
Anyway, so yeah, let's watch this. This has Kristen Dunst in it, and I don't know who else. I wasn't really paying that close attention to.
I watched a movie with her in it the other day, and I was like, she hasn't done anything. Like in years.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
19 states have seceded.
The United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America, the so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
We're moving to D.C. today.
You need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death.
Blooded.
Every time I survived a war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? We're American, okay?
Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
Oh my God.
Get in the car! Get in the car!
We're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go, 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 go!
God bless America.
Anyway, that looks super good to me. Anyway, so one of the other things I wanted to read, I don't know if, Michelle, if you've ever watched Supernatural, but Crystal and I are big Supernatural fans, and I found this on one of the fandom pages, and I was like, huh. So it says, what if the Mary who was brought back to life by Amara was actually soulless? After all, she made a deal with Azrael, and her soul was claimed 10 years later, when she was burned 6 months after Sam was born. Now, what if Amara did bring her back, but like Sam, she returned sans her soul? That would explain why she never really reconnected with her boys, and her lack of empathy and compassion showed, no matter how hard she tried to conceal it. Now, what if Mary never knew she was soulless? The confusion as to why she did not feel the way she knew she was supposed to. When I next reach that rewatch, I'm going to watch in that perspective. It may change the way I feel about Mary.
That could be true, because I don't think Sam knew he didn't have a soul until they figured it out and told him.
Right. Yeah. That when I read that, I'm like, that makes sense.
Because I think Cass had to tell him that Sam didn't have a soul.
Right. And which makes me wonder why Cass wouldn't have picked up that she was soulless, or maybe he did and he didn't want to tell the boy
because it was their mother.
Maybe. You need to rewatch it, girl. It's supposedly coming back. Let me see if I can find that, because I did not save that.
Was it real or was it?
Well, supposedly it was something Jensen and Jared talked about at one of the cons. So,
yeah, but can they be trusted?
I don't know. And from what people said, they never specifically talked about okay, so it has not been confirmed, but apparently they said that they're down for it to come back, which everyone was like,
the ending was so shitty.
Probably. And I think if they did come back, maybe it would come back as it was Jared's dream or Jensen's dream, someone's dream. I almost bet you, because they couldn't just come back because they died. You know, one died in a fight, the other died
By
from
old age.
So it would have to be, and I almost bet you, just the way it was, it would have to be Jared's dream, because there's no way Dean or Jensen, whatever, well, Dean would have dreamed of him dying and Sam Livington old. Well, I guess possibly, but I think it'd be more likely that that would have been Sammy's dream than Dean's. But anyway, so it's just something. It said Jensen.
I don't know how many times Sam and Dean came back from the dead. Like, it was like every episode, one of them died and came back. It was just the thing.
Okay, so it says at the 2023 Creation Convention, both actors confirmed that there are talks of more supernatural. So
it's not like in one of those freaking like spin-offs or whatever, and that's how it's going to happen.
You're right. Stefano came back all the time. So did Marlena. Hope seemed to have a lot of issues.
Yeah, but how many times does Sam and Dean come back? How many times the cast
Exactly. That's true. Sam and Dean died an awful lot in the show. So but I think the way they ended it, it would have to come back as like a dream. It had have been a dream or something along those lines. And maybe they start at the very beginning of season 6 or season 15 all over again.
It's cruel prank or some shit.
Right.
Or God.
Or Chuck, because
Chuck having a go.
Yeah, because Chuck died mid season 15. That's when Jack killed him. So, well, actually, next to the last episode. So they could come back and say that,
you know, it was like Chuck's last hurrah was to take them out or whatever, and or like a trickster kind of thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope. Yes, I know we should, as fans, we should just let it rest.
Die. Didn't Trickster die at the end too?
Do what?
Didn't the Trickster die at the end too? Like,
yeah.
So couldn't they run it as the Trickster was dying? He might have glitched or something, and I never watched it.
From Marlena. Oh, wow. I used to watch Days of Our Lives, and then one day I got so behind on it because I used to DVR it because it was obviously a daily show, and I got so behind on it. I was like, I'm just gonna stop watching it, and I did. The last I watched was, Sammy had married, what was his name, EJ or something like that, and the twins were hit. Well, one twin was his, one was Lucas's, and it was all sorts of, like, I googled so much during Days of Our Lives, like, is this really possible? And apparently it is possible to have twins with two different guys. So, because one egg gets fertilized by one sperm, the other egg gets fertilized by another sperm. So that's why, like, if
super fecundation, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I stopped watching. Bo had a daughter with Billy that he had found out about. And I guess they had given her up for adoption or something like that. I don't remember. Or she had given, I don't remember the whole thing. But Hope was upset about that. And You know, when was Hope not upset about something that I just had his name that Bo did. So anyway, yeah, I used to watch it. But you know, man, he must have really liked that spaghetti because he's over there snoring. All right, what did I say we were going to have for Tuesday? Calzones, right?
I don't know.
They're like, I don't know. Beach.
We didn't confirm.
I think I decided on calzones. I mean,
You're talking about shepherd's pie and stuff.
yeah, I already had those scheduled.
Aww.
What?
She says her little dog is super sick.
Aw, the new one? What do I have that I could do? I could do potato soup on Monday, maybe. Let me see if I can find a recipe that has everything.
Oh.
Aw. Poor little dude. Oh man, heartworms are expensive. Yeah, it's like well, my vet, the treatment was $500. And that was just for the first phase. If it didn't kill it, they would have to do a second treatment. If second treatment didn't work, then there was nothing that could have been done. Wow. So, and I almost wonder if it'd be cheaper for you to drive down to my vet. I know. I'm 3 hours from my vet now, but we still drive up there because Stitch actually likes her and he doesn't like anyone. So that's crazy. And is that for like the 3-step treatment, or how do they do it there? Because ours was a 3-step treatment. Because ours is 3 steps, and then you waited, I think it was like 3 months, and then they retested, and then if the heartworms weren't gone, they did another round, which would have been another $500. And then if that didn't work, then it's just basically they were too into it, like they were too into the heart, that there was nothing that could be done. So yeah. Okay. Ours was the 3, because we started out with doing a heartworm pill first, and then there was 3 injections after that because we had to make a special injection with like their blood. It's weird, but
has it been that long that you have to pay for it? I mean,
what?
Like, I mean, like, she just got the puppy, so I mean, shouldn't that fall on the?
A lot of times, if you get it from a rescue, though, you get it as is. So she would at that point take on any responsibilities of any illnesses and stuff like that. So
no, but what I'm saying is like that. I mean,
it could have been born with heartworms.
And they weren't treating him at the.
You can't treat a puppy until a certain age. There's no, and they don't test them till a certain age either. So. Okay, so it's possible that the treatment will work then if it had barely a showing. So.
Well, it's still like sad that, you know, he's had a broken tail and a broken toe and
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the realities of rescuing puppies. Dogs too, so it is very expensive to treat. That's just really sad. Because a lot of times, if they're old enough to be tested for the stuff when they are intaken and they are positive for it, a lot of times the shelters will just euthanize them, which again is sad because it is treatable. It's just an expensive treatment. Wow. That's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dog that was hit by a car. We lived on a very rural street, so like cars were very, very rare. And when we did get cars, they drove slow. But this car came by speeding, and our dog happened to have wandered to cross the street because he would cross the street to go visit the other dog and then he'd come back home. So he was crossing the street to come back home, got hit by the car. And we didn't think anything of it because he acted fine when he came in the house. So, you know, he was walking fine. He was acting normal, but he had died from internal bleeding. So, wow. That's sad. People should be ashamed of themselves. Let's see if I have all these. Yep, I have everything for this. So Monday will be potato soup. We're going to have soup 3 times next week. That's fine. I have to add potatoes to the list now because I need it for shepherd's pie. Also, one of the things back to the whole diet thing is Walmart has no heavy cream that's not chemically preserved, but I looked it up and they do make heavy cream that's not chemically preserved. So it's another reason why I think I'm going to start shopping at Publix, because just like simple things that shouldn't have preservatives have preservatives. Like there's so many, like the noodles, for example, they're already dehydrated or freeze dried, or I think it's freeze dried. So why are we preserving them in chemicals? Because the freeze drying preserves them anyway. So I don't know. You know, I don't think so. Let me look.
She does probably. She knows it's dill.
What'd you say?
I said if you don't, probably should because you love you some dill.
We don't. The only Amish thing we have is the butcher shop. It says it's an Amish store. I think I have to go to Sarasota to get anything Amish because has an Amish community in it. I've never put dill weed in my potato soup, but I can try that. Does it make it have a big dill flavor? Because my husband doesn't like pickles, and so if it tastes,
Her
if it has,
husband don't like anything.
and that's true. If it has anything close to a pickly taste, he won't eat it.
He picky.
Although I did buy these chicken things that are supposed to be like Chick-fil-A. They're supposed to be like Chick-fil-A, which if you don't know, Chick-fil-A uses pickle juice in their batter. And
there is no red 40 in Hamburger Helper. You'd be pleased.
Well, good. That means you can eat it. You're like, I would have ate it anyway, Beesh.
I would have. I was just checking.
What was it?
It does contain bioengineered food ingredients, though.
That doesn't surprise me. All right, so I'll put a little dill in mine because I do have dill weed in my kitchen cabinet. So all right, so then let's see.
My mom and I used to go to an Amish place to get groceries. They were kind of pricey, though. But we used to love to go there and get stuff from them, like cheese and stuff like that. They had the best cheese and like fresh cookies and like biscuits and things like that. Oh, we used to love to go there.
Like today we were supposed to have the pulled pork, the Lloyd's things. I thought I still had like 2 of those in the freezer. There's none in the freezer, so I didn't buy any. So now we're going out to eat.
Justin must have ate them while you were gone.
He claims he didn't, so.
He claims he didn't.
Yep.
Does he also claim he didn't turn the heat on?
I never even asked him if he turned the heat on. Let's see. Something easy for Tuesday.
I always loved juicy juice. My sister used to get it from my nieces, and then she'd have to tell me I couldn't have any because I'd drink it all.
I need to buy it.
Or she'd get the Donald Duck orange juice because then I wouldn't touch it. Because that stuff was nasty.
Cheese. Okay. I'm just trying to put things that are on his list on the thing so he can't be like, you never cook anything that I suggest.
You never cook anything I love.
Lasagna.
Well, you never want to eat real food. All you want to eat is Uncrustables.
That's not all he wants to eat, but I just. I need a crock pot meal for next week, so. All right, I have everything that he suggested except Chinese. So I have next 2 weeks figured out. That's great.
I think my sister did that with one of my nieces. Everything became chocolate milk because we put it in the chocolate milk container. It's chocolate milk, look. But it wasn't actually chocolate milk. I don't believe so. Bless you.
Cracked chicken, is that Mississippi roast I've cooked before. Cracked chicken, is that the one with the ranch in it?
I think it sounds like with the Coke. Sounds like you pour Coke on it.
What the?
Ranch
Ranch
and
and
hot sauce.
So it's like a buffalo chicken?
Isn't there something that you pour Coke on it?
I know there's a roast that I put Dr. Pepper in before, but I've never used Coke. It was like a barbecue pulled something with Dr. Pepper.
I'm just hearing like crack and everything, so I'm thinking Coke. Or my
I might buy you a crock pot for some special occasion or something.
Wow, at kicking.
Well, because you're starting to cook more, so I figured maybe venture into crock pot meals. I wouldn't have to buy you a big one, just a little one-person crock pot. I'm telling you, Justin. I think Justin and I are on the right track. You need to make a learning how to cook like videos, because cooking videos.
Oh, that sounds good. Get like a little turkey breast, kind of like a little tiny little turkey thingy, and put some stuffing in there. And
yeah, it'd be almost like the chicken surprise, almost.
Yeah, you put like the stuffing and some veggies and let it go. Oh my goodness, that sounds yummy. That'd be a good one to go like when I'm like on a Friday or something while we're doing this, like put everything together and then start it while we're doing this, and when it's all done, when we're all done, then ooh, I got din yum yum. Oh, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Okay. That doesn't. Is it how you spell it? Gauzetti? I just typed it in. It doesn't come up. So. I understand she says bless you. Oh, Gesundheit. Okay, never mind. I definitely heard that. I lived in Germany, but for some reason we were talking about food and then you said it, so I'm thinking it was a recipe. Oh my Lord. All right. What was I looking up? Crockpot meals. So we were talking earlier about why we missed the couple weeks, and like the first week is because Crystal didn't have internet. The second week is because I had no way to get on my computer, and I don't know if there's a way, like if I invite Crystal via YouTube, if she can have her camera off or not. I don't know how that works. We didn't even try. I didn't think about it until after the fact, like, oh, we could have done this from our phones and stuff. So let's see. We're having but I have a cord now, so it's only the second cord we had to try. See, here's a slow cooker cracked chicken, but this one doesn't have hot sauce in it. It's got ranch, cream cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, bacon, green onions, parsley. I mean, it sounds good, but what would you even serve that on? Rice? Oh, it says to put it in sandwiches. like a pulled sandwich. I don't know if I'd like that. I think I'd put it on like rice or something. Because they shred it up. You know what I should try to make? Rib crib nachos. Since, rib crib doesn't seem to make them right anymore. I might try the your way and see how it comes out. They're not barbecue chicken nachos. There's no barbecue sauce on them, people.
Okay.
Hey.
So, what are you talking about?
I said I could try to make rib cribs chicken nachos since apparently they don't even make them right anymore. They probably realized after 2020 they could save money making them a different way. So
Probably.
If it's not broke, let's fix it. What did we have? We had something Italian last week. Let me go back. Or this week. Oh, we had Italian meatloaf. And then yesterday was kind of Italian-y. It was garlic pork chops, but to me it had a kind of an Italian-ish flavor. And we had pizza. So, this week was all sorts of Italian. Next week is more comfort foodie. And then the week after is just a hodgepodge. I still need to figure out what to use this macaroni for. I guess I could make macaroni instead of tater tots for hamburgers. I don't know. It just doesn't I have no desire to eat these now. I literally just want to donate all of my food after looking up some of these chemicals. Oh. I might just tell my husband to take him to work and let the people there take him to work and be like, y'all, my wife's not going to eat this stuff, so you can have whatever you want.
You're making me want shepherd's pie, and I can't make that.
Why can't you?
Does it need a crock pot?
No. You can make it in the casserole dish I gave you.
Oh.
You can make it in the brown one for a smaller serving, or if you want it to be actually, no, I would make it in the brown one. And all you need is ground beef,
which I have.
Mashed potatoes.
I have those too. Well, I have instant potatoes. Well, actually, no. I have yellow and red babies.
Let me see if I saved that recipe. I can read you the recipe. You don't have to go exact with the recipe either. So, easy shepherd's pie.
Because I could either I probably would use the instant.
Yeah. I think they used, no, they used homemade, but instant potatoes would work just as well. Jump to recipe. So they use onion, celery, garlic, ground beef. You would need flour.
Oh, don't have flour.
You can buy a small bag of flour.
I realize that. I'm just saying I don't have flour right now.
Tomato paste. If you can find it in the tube, that's better because you can reuse it multiple times. Dried thyme. This recipe makes like 4 servings, so I could probably find you how to make it smaller. Brown gravy, salt, pepper, mixed vegetables, mashed potatoes. Actually, let's see. Let's say you want 2 servings. So you would literally need, in fact, I can probably share this.
It's like if you find good recipes and send them over. And
like for example, the brown gravy, you could either buy the packet and try to figure out how to do it with the packet's not hard. You literally just add water and cook it. Or you can buy the pre-made canned brown gravy.
I usually buy the pre-made gravy.
So whatever, whatever's easier for you. So you would just you just put it in the, she uses, this is pie pan or casserole dish. I would just use that brown casserole dish.
It's got a lid on it, and then I can put that in the fridge that way if I don't finish it.
Yeah. And see, I shrunk, like the way I did it, I just shrunk it down to 2 servings. Like if you were going to make it, put it down to 2. I had it at 4 because I'll just be honest, Justin and we don't eat normal servings. That's part of our problem, but I go to bed starving every night because I stopped eating as much as I was eating. So like,
well, I probably make enough food for like 2 people and then I eat it all. So, I mean, but I usually make like 1 meal.
Yeah.
So I'm cooking like 1 meal a day and then that's what I eat. So.
Okay. Darn it. I just had a recipe and then I went to shepherd's pie. I done forgot what it was.
Like
anyway.
I ate breakfast because I knew we'd end up talking about food. So I decided to eat before we started talking.
We always talk about food.
That's why I decided to eat because I was like,
it's so sad. Like, you know how I took pictures and everything of all our clips of all the food we had while I was there. I hardly talked about it at all. I think I mentioned it every now, like where we went, but I didn't like.
I kept reminding her, like, I thought you were going to be filming the food and everything. She's like, I am, and then she'd get a picture like with half eaten food. I'm like, that's not really blogging the food.
Crystal and I used to, on my older channel when we traveled, we would be like all about the food.
Yeah, we're totally gonna be like the dude in Ratatouille. That's gonna be us.
Well, some people probably thought we were food vloggers because we were always like filming the food and then writing stuff down about it so we would remember to talk about it later. So they probably thought we were like food people because one place we went, like we got treated so great.
Albert G's.
No, not this trip. I'm talking about in the past.
Oh.
Like we got treated like royalty almost. Like they constantly checking on us. Our glass never got more than half empty. Like I'm sitting here like, damn. They must think because we were like taking video, we were writing crap down. They must have thought we were actually like food critics or something because just the way they were treating us. Yeah.
Oh, I need to make some pain au chocolat. Those are good.
Yeah, you used to make that when you lived with
me.
I
baked. I used to make those at Christmas time.
Yeah.
That was the thing my mom would let me make. That was like the only thing my mom would let me make. And you wonder why I don't cook. That was like the only thing my mom would let me make. And I had to ask.
Well, now you got a nice kitchen with appliances you can actually use, minus one burner, because I'm sure they still haven't come and fixed that.
I told the dude came by like
Huh.
last week or something and was telling me to put in an order for mini blinds. And I mentioned the front burner and he's like, put an order in for it. And I'm like, oh my God. And I never put an order in because last time I did that with the toilet, I ended up having to go to the fucking state to get them to come by. So I put the orders in and I ignore them. And I really didn't want blinds in the front windows anyway because pest destroys blinds.
Did you tell them that?
No.
I would have. I'm like, I don't want. Well, just if they put them in, we'll raise them up. We put curtains in because we knew she was going to get in the windows, so that's why we put the curtains in.
Well, I was about to start talking to him about stuff, but then he brought up the other house and he showed me like the one key. I think he followed me from the other house because I went over to check the mail and there was something hanging on the doorknob. And so I went to go check and it was like a thing from the gas company or whatever, basically saying it had been shut off. So I was like, okay, fine. And so I think he like pulled up as I was leaving and I don't know if he went to go check the house or not, but when I got home, not long after I got home, there's a knock on the door. So I'm okay. So I answered the door and it was the maintenance guy. And I'm like, eh. And he's asking, is this the only key to that house? I'm like, yeah, it's the only key I ever had. You know, I just had the one key. He only gave me the one key. That's all I've ever had. He's like, okay. And then he asked if I was done in that house over there. And I'm like, yeah, I turned in my key. I'm all done. And I told him, like, there's some stuff still on the inside that we could not get out. And I basically put, like, an emphasis on we. I was like, we tried. We couldn't get the stuff out. And it was too big for us to get out. And he's like, oh, we got it. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, thank you. And I haven't heard anything since. But he was saying, you know, to put in like an order for the blinds and whatever. And I mentioned the stove and he put an order in.
You should have been like, well, while you're here, can you open this vent for me?
I forgot all about the vent until he was gone. And I was like, God damn it. I guarantee if I would have mentioned the vent, put an order in.
Probably.
Seriously. Like you're standing right here at the door. You can't walk in and open the vent. But it's like I didn't even bother putting an order in because I just remember when I did the toilet with the other house. Like I put in like 2 or 3 orders for that toilet and I had to go to Heitman and Heitman told me to go to the state. So that's what I did.
Actually, Michelle, it's not weird because I kid you not, I thought we were being followed one night. This person even followed us into her driveway.
The
and I was
alley,
like, who the fuck is that? And it ended up being her old neighbor. And he's like, I thought this is where you moved to. And I'm like, holy shit, he scared the shit out of me. Because I was like, why? Why would you do that?
I mean, I wondered what you were talking about because you're like, who the fuck is that? Like, who is that? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then dude pulls up right next to the car and he was like, I thought this is where you moved to. And I'm like, okay, hi. And I told Melissa, I was like, that's Steve, you know, my old neighbor.
And like stalker much, but
I didn't even realize he was behind us. Like, I had no clue. I never even saw him at the other house. You know?
Yeah.
He used to like sit and watch the other house. So I don't know if maybe he was in the alley behind the house while we were there. And then he like left when we left.
I don't know. It was just freaky. Scared the shit out of me is what he did.
But I know that when I was at the other house, like the other day, when I was checking the mail and shit like that, like as I was leaving, a white truck pulled up into the alley and parked by that house. So I don't know if he went to go check something or whatever and saw me like getting like off the porch and go like, because I went up to the door to see what was on the door. I thought it was a gas thing. I just left it there or whatever because I didn't care. It was just saying we shut up regas. Like, who the fuck cares? And so I just left and go back to the car. There was no mail for me, so I just got off the car and I left. I got off the porch, checked the mail. There was no mail for me, so I just got back in the car and I left. So he probably saw me because he was like heading like into like to the alley to park. So he probably saw me like getting off the porch and shit, getting into the car. And then I was like, "Is this your only key?" So he probably thought that I had a copy of the key.
Probably. He thought you were in the house.
Probably. And so that's why he came by to make sure that I wasn't still going into the house and doing shit. I'm like, no, I'm done. I turned in the only copy of the key that I have. And so I haven't gone back to the house ever since because like I don't want them thinking that I still have a copy of the fucking key. I mean, Stuart should know that I only ever had one copy of the key.
Yeah.
Unless he's thinking that I've been making like random ass copies of that fucking key. But the dude said that he was going to put a lockbox on that house. I don't know. Maybe to keep the homeless people out?
What?
Maybe to keep the homeless people out? They never put a lockbox on the other side.
Probably because you were there.
Maybe. I wanted to be like, you never put a lockbox on the other door.
Maybe it's because it's a hazard.
What?
I said maybe because it's hazardous and he doesn't want people to be, he doesn't want to be liable if the homeless break in and get sick.
Maybe. Because now it has no utilities going to it.
All I gotta say is, you better tear that fucking thing. Well, you needed to do it anyway, because that was.
But I will be pissed if I go by later and I see there's occupants in that house. I'm like, so why did you kick me out of that house?
Well, he needed to get you out and fix it regardless. That was bad.
I realized that it was bad, and I was even saying, it's like, you can move me to a different place and have it fixed, like use my rent and put me in a hotel or some shit. I don't care. But I'll just be pissed if I drive by and
he doesn't tear it down.
Yeah, it's not torn down and there's people in there.
After all the crap he gave you, I'm gonna tear it down.
Yeah. And making me move. I like this place.
I almost bet you, if anything, he's gonna tear it down and rebuild a house because if he doesn't get approved for his apartment complex, he'll at least tear it down and rebuild a house.
Mm-hmm.
Because the city's not going to tell him he can't put another house back in his place. They're going to tell him no to the apartment, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's already a house there.
It's already known for a house.
Well, all those people across the street will probably be pissed if he does start building because they all park their cars across the street.
Well,
and, like all those people that live on that one side of the road park their cars on the empty side of the.
They're lucky he doesn't have it towed because it's private property.
Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if they don't rent from him.
Shit, it's possible.
Because I'm thinking that he might own like all those houses.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I think because I've seen like workers for. Would you make grapes?
I had to go wash my grapes.
Oh.
Even though I've been like picking them off the thing and just eating them right out of the fridge.
Because like I've seen his like random maintenance guys or whatever like parking on that side of the road and stuff like that. So I'm thinking he might own at least one or two of those houses on that side of the road.
Probably. And we know he owns the blue house across the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he always made that dude like go over there and babysit it. And I would call him at night if I would see a light kick on. Like, there's a light on over there. I didn't know I was supposed to do anything. And then one night I got a call or whatever. He either came by the house or I got a phone call. I can't remember which order it came in. But he was saying that there was people like squatting in that house. And they weren't supposed to be there. That house was supposed to be empty. And so I started contacting him if I saw a light on over there. Because it would be like homeless people and stuff like that, like getting into that house. And they weren't supposed to be getting in there. Because it was like dangerous for them to get in there, I guess, because that house was not like up to snuff on the inside. Because he, like, I think that guy even came up and said it was all squishy and shit. The floor's all squishy. So, like, he said it's not safe for anyone to be getting into that house.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had to let him know if I noticed any weird lighting or anything in that house. And then I guess they ended up leaving a light on. So then it was hard to tell if they were ever going over there or not. So then he just started coming by every night because someone left a light on in there.
A girl on her phone. Oh. This looks like a good one for you, Crystal.
I'm typing it in.
I mean, mine is the air fryer. But
I might talk to you about an air fryer. You don't need an air fryer. I never use mine.
I don't. If you want me to, I was being honest. I don't use mine. Other people have.
I don't know how handy they are. Ooh, 7-layer dip. Oh my mom used to make that. I'm not good with spicy things. I don't know if, because she's got a lot of spicy. I see hot artichoke dip.
You can adjust flavors though. So like, for example, I don't like mushrooms, but there's recipes I'll print out that have mushrooms in it and I just omit the mushrooms. So you just omit, like if it's got red pepper flakes, if you don't like spicy, like for example, a lot of Indian food calls for a lot of red pepper flakes. I usually either put in a pinch of what they ask for, or I put none in at all. So you just omit things to.
Ooh, taco soup. I get the I was getting I think it was taco soup, I think. The Panera bread one or whatever that you get at the store. And you just microwave it.
Yeah.
So good. I always put sour cream in it.
I'm never a fan, like if I've had it at Panera bread, I'm never a fan of the microwave ones because they don't taste the same.
I would get those to eat at home. I wouldn't. I think I got it from the store, whatever, just to eat at home.
Look, she has the chicken dumpling soup on here. Let's see how she does hers. She used biscuits. So that's something easy you could do while you're learning. Like you always want to start out like simple and then work your way up to harder ingredients. Like learn your basics and then one day you're gonna be like, I'm making ratatouille. That's actually, I don't think I'll eat it, so that's why I haven't tried making it yet. But
ooh, chicken and broccoli bake.
Because everyone talks about how hard it is to make it, so I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I also want to make God, what is it called? A Coke, not a Coke. What is it called? Crap. Let me go to my Pinterest. It's God. Why can't I think of what it's called? It's like a tree of balls. But they're like pastry, like a puff pastry type ball. And it's connected with sugar. I must have deleted that page because I don't even see it on here. Or that, not page, but board. Oh, here it is, challenging foods.
And instant pot stuff. I don't have an instant pot either.
Here it is.
Peppy chicken.
Oh, Croquembouche. Croquembouche. Obviously, I'm going to make one of those, but I don't think I'd eat it because it's like pure sugar. And everyone says they're so hard to make, so it's like macarons are on my thing, croissants are on my thing, fruitcake is on my thing, even though I hate fruitcake, but my dad likes fruitcake, so I figured I'd make it around Christmas time sometime and give it to my dad. Oh, I'd make this carrot cake cream roll.
Now she's got meatless.
Eclairs. Justin likes eclairs. I don't. So, yeah. So, there's just a bunch of things that I want to try making. Oh, like Julia Child's beef bourguignon or whatever.
What list are you on?
I'm on my Pinterest list.
Oh.
That I created of challenging foods.
I'm still looking at this chickies. Banana pudding, bananas Foster, chocolate eclair dessert, copycat blue bunny caramel sundae. I want to make what she's making.
Make it.
Well, not tonight. Tonight is easy, and I gotta prepare. Life is a journey. What the hell? Witch's brew?
Ew. Sorry, just think of that wine.
Oh. That wasn't happy. I was thinking of that too.
That was, oh my God, it tasted like A1 sauce. But like a bad A1 sauce, like a moldy A1 sauce. It was horrible. You'd like this one, Big Mac Sloppy Joes.
I saw Big Mac Taco. I didn't see Big Mac Sloppy Joe.
Oh, well, this is on Pinterest.
Oh.
I have her page pulled up still. I just had switched back to Pinterest. Because, you know, I love Pinterest. Mm.
Tater tot casserole. No way. Is it really?
Is it the Duggars
That's
version?
what I'm looking at. It's 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 large onion, house seasoning or salt and pepper, 1 can cream of mushroom, 1 cup sour cream, milk tater tots, 8 ounces of shredded cheese. It looks like Duggar, just smaller. It's looking Duggery. It's supposed to be freezer prep. It's looking Duggar.
Cookie butter, no bake cookies.
Damn, whole list of crock pot shit. Skippy. Sweet tea chicken. That sounds odd. Chicken broccoli bake, 4 cups cooked diced chicken.
It's cheaper if I bought you a bigger crock pot than it would be if I bought you a small one. What the hell?
I'm telling you, like, I think it's the whole microwave conspiracy that I was telling you, like the technology.
Unless I buy one that's too small to do anything in.
Or you can make a thimbleful of food.
Well, what?
A thimbleful of food.
Oh. Well, it's how many? Let me open it up and see how many. It's only a 1.5 quart, so yeah. It's like a good appetizer, like a cheese dip or something like that crock pot.
One of those ones that's like designed to like take over like appetizers for like Christmas or Thanksgiving.
I love how she calls it cheese product here.
Cheese product.
That's what Michelle says. She uses cheese product. I need to put these up. I'm going to end up pooping my brains out. See, I want to get you at least 4 quarts, and
I was on Kim's site, yes.
it's cheaper for me to get a 6 quart.
Ouch.
Two and a half quart might be big enough for you, but that's still more expensive than this 3-quart. Anyway, I don't know when I don't know when I'm gonna buy you a crock pot, but it's on my list of things to buy you. But I'm only gonna buy you one if
I'm cooking.
If you start doing a YouTube channel. Otherwise, you go buy your own damn crock pot. I'm telling you, you said you're trying to find the right niche. I bet you, unless you got to try the cooking. I tried the cooking, but I was trying to do like 30 other things at the same time. So the cooking videos never got good, but the cleaning videos got good. But I think if you only stick to one thing instead of trying to do 1,000 like I did.
Yeah, but you're going to see how shitty I cook.
That's why you call it learning to cook with Crystal or something like that. Learning to cook with Chrissy. And just in your intro video, tell them, I never learned to cook, and I am at a stage in life where I want to teach myself to cook better things than microwave dinners or something along those lines. And just ask people for recipes in the comments. People will a lot of times just put their recipes in the comments for you to go check out and crap like that. So, and then you can get more interaction by actually cooking some of those recipes. So, I don't know. I think it'd be good to at least try it. Give it a couple months to see what your views would be like. You have to remember to tag them correctly too, because if you don't do the tags, sometimes I don't know. I'm back and forth on the tags because sometimes I don't think they really do anything, but other times I think I get more engagement with them. I don't know. I think it's just really about your damn video.
I think she's doing clean eating, aren't you?
What?
Are you doing clean eating?
Yeah, like kind of like clean eating. No preservative, like no chemical preservatives. I want to get all the chemical preservatives out of my diet first, and then I'm going to start then at that point I'll start taking out carbs or not taking out carbs, but lowering the carbs and stuff like that, and becoming more, I don't want to say paleo, but more just more better. I think mine is set up as entertainment already. I don't remember what I have mine set up. I don't remember how to figure that out. Settings, maybe. No, not in there. I wonder. It has it where you can create your currency, but what's stopping people from claiming the US dollar if they live in Japan? Or not Japan, somewhere where the US dollar is worth a lot more. Is it because they live in that country, so YouTube's going to be like, nah, you can't claim the US dollar? But on here, it tells you to pick your default currency unit. So what would stop people from saying the US dollar? Because we all know the US dollar is worth more than some other countries. I just wonder.
What kind of light bulbs should I need to replace these light bulbs?
So if people use VPNs and say that they're in America when they're not, they could claim the US dollars.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
That's probably it.
No, what were you saying, Crystal?
So what would be the best kind of light bulb that I should get for like the kitchen and living room? Or at least the kitchen.
My opinion, daylight. Or they even make one that's called studio light now, but they're more expensive. So I always buy daylight for mine, just because it's got a brighter. It's better for filming. So if you're going to film, daylight bulbs. If you're not going to make YouTube videos, then it doesn't really freaking matter. Just honestly.
Because I definitely need better lighting for the kitchen.
Yeah, your kitchen is dark.
And it's because I put the curtains up, because the rooms that don't have curtains are brighter.
Yeah, well, you can always open the curtains. You just got to be a little gentler.
I don't want to open the curtains. That's the thing. I'd rather put better lighting in.
Okay. The only one I really wouldn't recommend opening curtain-wise would be the front window, because that's extremely, extremely ghetto rigged.
I didn't want to open the curtains regardless of the way they're done. So I would rather just leave the curtains as is and go with better lighting. Because the lighting sucks anyway. Like, even if I open the curtains, the lighting still sucks.
Yeah.
So. I might just start with the kitchen first. Looks like one light bulb. Yeah, there's one light bulb even out in the kitchen anyway, so.
And Michelle, I completely understand that. This past week has been the opposite for me. Like, I've been so down and depressed because I can't edit anything. I couldn't edit anything because, like I was telling Crystal, because she said, well, just give in and use your phone. Well, I could have done that, but I've already uploaded so much to my computer that it would have been out of sequence, and it would have been pointless to upload the videos that were on the computer at that point. And so I was getting so depressed because I couldn't upload anything, and I couldn't really film anything because I only have so much space on my phone. So I couldn't, it's like, So I have crap ton of ideas. And like, I can't remember if I said it in the video that I just posted or the one that will be up on Monday. But I basically said that, like, when I was at Crystal's house, I had planned to pull the phone out, set it up, film way more than I did. But it was just so much that we had to do on our own that it got to be to the point where filming it wasn't an option. I've got some clips, but like nothing near what I was originally planning on. And it just sucked. Because, and it's the only person's fault it is the landlord's fault, because he didn't come through with the help he promised us. So
Do you think 75 watt would be enough?
I recommend at least 100 watt.
What size?
You'd have to get one down and look at the base size, because I don't know. We didn't ever.
They have different kinds.
Yeah, it's probably a smaller base. So you would need to pull one down and look at what the base is.
I should know these things.
Yeah. You should. As an old lady, you should know these things.
Well, I only changed the light bulbs at that one house like one time because I got like the really good light bulbs.
I don't remember you changing bulbs. I remember me changing bulbs in the living room.
I know, but then I had to change them like one time after you did because they went out.
That's weird because we bought LEDs. They shouldn't have gone out.
That's what I thought too.
That means the wiring in that house is fucked up.
Shocker.
Which doesn't shock me at all.
The highest I'm seeing is like 75 watt. Oh, here's a 100 watt. Here's a 100 watt. There's a 100 watt 3-pack. I'm just wondering if it's big enough.
I have that issue with a couple videos, Michelle. Like one of them I need to just edit because it's like it's for vacation 2023. Well, it's 2024, but well, it's a t-shirt. I was making t-shirts and I meant to post it before even Christmas, but then I got busy decorating for Christmas, then Vlogmas, and so I need to edit that. And then I still need to do my table renovation video that I have all the footage for it. I just need to edit it. It's just, it gets away from you. It gets, sometimes it does get overwhelming, or, you know, it's a project that, you know, you're like, well, I filmed it, but I'm just not that. My problem is it's like, it's so far off of what I've been putting out there. It's like, is anyone even going to watch it if I post it? And so I just wonder if it's worth my time to edit it, because, you know, editing takes time and energy, and you don't want to like put in the work and then it gets like 3 views, because then you're like, oh, well, no one really cared about that crap. And so it makes you doubt. That's why a lot of the times I'm just like, well, everyone likes the cleaning, so I should just stick to the cleaning and say to hell with anything else, because yeah, I hear that. I don't have that issue right now, and I wish I did. I know that sounds horrible. I miss working, but I know I couldn't hold down a job right now. Not anything that I'm qualified for, I should say, because I don't have a lot of experience in anything but really fast food and retail. So, I don't know. A lot of days I'm like, man, I wish I could go to work. And I know a lot of people are like, why would you wish for that? But like, I don't know. It gets boring sitting around the house. But at the same time, if I did go back to work, I would only want to do part-time, because I still want to do my YouTube videos. And I know if I worked full-time, like I did in the past, because in the past I tried coming back to YouTube, but I worked full-time and it was just too much. I couldn't do both. So I gave up YouTube. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't want YouTube to be a job. I want it to be a hobby, but it's also something that I want to enjoy. And I enjoy doing YouTube, but at the same time, it's not really contributing anything to financially to my life. So it's like, do we want the extra money, or do I want to be, you know, happy with my hobby and continue? I don't know how to explain it. Puppies are hard. I worked full-time with Stitch. When we first got Stitch, I worked full-time. I'm not going to lie to you. My mother-in-law took vacation time. She took 2 weeks. She came up to Indiana, where we lived at the time, And she potty trained Stitch for us because I didn't have the time, my husband didn't have the time, and she was basically forced to take vacation because she hadn't taken a vacation in like 2 years, and they're like, nah, we can't have this. You have to take a vacation this year. So she took a vacation, came up, potty trained Stitch, and went back home. So it's a lot. Puppies are a lot. That's why Joe and I decided we're probably not going to get another dog if something happens to Stitch. We're probably not going to get another dog. I love dogs. I do, but they make it harder to travel, especially since we don't live near family. I mean, my dad and mother-in-law, yes, but they're still like 2 hours away from us. So, and a lot of the times, like, for example, at Christmas time, we have to take Stitch because we're going to Indiana. They're going to Indiana. So there's no one to watch him. So we have to take him. And we can't fly with him. So we have to drive. It just limits what we can do. Now, I did say that if we ever did get another dog, it would have to be a dog that could fit in a carrier that goes under the plane seat. So you could take him as a carry-on, because they do allow that. You have to obviously still make arrangements with the flights and stuff, but yeah, well, 3 could still be puppy, because especially if they've never been properly trained. So if he's not been housebroken before, he's not going to know what to do. So it's basically like, I hate to say it this way, it's basically like taking a mentally handicapped baby, because a lot of times you can't really teach them how to do anything until they're like 4 or 5, because they don't learn the same ways as other babies. So
Yo, go back in there.
So yeah, so that's the other issue, is that people don't properly train their dogs when they're puppies, and I'm one of them. I should have socialized him. I should have taken him out more. I should have took him to dog parks. I should have took him around people more, and I didn't do that. So now he's like extremely overprotective and aggressive towards other people because he doesn't trust anyone. And so now I can get him trained. I did find one person that said that they would guarantee the training, but it's like $8,000, and he is 5. Hold on, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. He will be 6 in April, and his life expectancy is 8 to 10 years. So I'm not going to put $8,000 into training when he's not a puppy anymore. He's going to be 6 years old. I know that sounds horrible to say, but $8,000 is a lot of money. It would have been different when he was a puppy, but again, puppy training wouldn't have been that expensive. They're basically, it's military dog training is the only people that would take him. Obviously, I'm not training him to be a military dog, but they're the only people who would take him as aggressive as he is, and it's $8,000. So it's, for me, it's like, you know what, just let's let him live out the rest of his life. And we learned our lessons. We know if we ever get another dog, that once they're of age to be out and about in the world, they are going to go everywhere with us. They are going to learn to like people, learn to like other dogs, learn to just be out. So, and obviously I would never get a dog that big again. I like bigger dogs. I don't like small. I mean, I like them, but I don't care for small yappy dogs. They get on my nerves. And I know that sounds mean, but this one gets on my nerves as well. I don't know if y'all can even see him. Probably not. Can y'all see him?
Which one? Mischief or Stitchy Poo?
There he is. In all his damn glory. He's probably sitting here looking at me like, why haven't you moved the new bed in here yet, bitch?
I just sent you a picture of a light bulb that came out of the thingy.
Okay, hold on. In my text messages?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shoot, hold on. You disappeared on me.
I think the ones that I'm looking at are too big.
You need...
I mean, that's a tiny... There's other ones in there that are a little bit bigger. Like the bulbs are bigger. Like
no, but the base is the same, right?
Yeah, I would assume the base is the same, but the bulbs are... I can take another one out and show you. Because the bulb is longer.
It's the base that I need to really see. Can you do a better picture of the base? Like, can you show me the bottom? You probably don't have a regular light bulb around to show me the difference, but it's smaller than...
Light bulb out of here.
Is the base smaller than a normal light bulb?
I'm getting another bulb out.
No, not a bulb from there. That's not going to tell me the base, dear. Like a normal light bulb.
It's smaller than a light bulb, yeah.
The base.
The base is smaller, yeah.
Okay, that's... I think those are candelabra light bulbs. See, it looks bigger than that. That's the problem. It's used. Can you tell if it says anything like E12 or anything on it?
Oh, look at it. I'm about to take a picture of another one that came out.
Or a B10. That's the bulb shape. No, I need the big.
Locking the light.
Whoop her ass.
Right now I had a camera in my hand. Pesh, you just took my light. I don't have the light from the thing anymore.
On the base, does it have any letters or anything?
It does, but she just took my light.
It says 4 watt. That explains why it's so dim. I need to know the base.
Hang on. GE 120 volt, 40 watt, China A2, and then there's a blob. 22.
A2 light bulb base.
You can look at the smaller one and see what it says. But the smaller one says 120 volt, 4 watt, 79 dash, no, yeah, 79. Guess I can try and get the other one out and see if I can read it.
See, because I can't tell if it's an E12 base, which is for candelabra, which is the thinner.
They're teeny. Thank you for piddle dicks at the other house. And he said I can't get them out without dropping it and breaking it. Especially some little bitches decided she wants to play with the light. Not so smart or anything, but she wants to play in the curtains.
And I don't know if there's a way for you to measure it. Well, you have the thing. I should see if there's a way to measure it with a how to measure a light bulb. How to measure a light bulb base with a measuring tape.
Okay, I got the third one.
Okay, so a standard bulb is E27, which you already said it's smaller than a standard.
Oh yeah, they're smaller than standard.
Let's see. So you would take the measure.
A22B. A22E, I'm sorry.
22E.
China A22E.
Okay, what was it? 22. Okay, so here's what it says to do. Let me go back to read. Base is measured in millimeters. Light bulb base measurements will be labeled using a code similar to the one for the bulb. For example, a standard light bulb base is E22, which means the base is an Edison screw base that measures 22 millimeters. So measure, okay, measure right across the bottom. Pin base. So we're not doing pin base. So somewhere, so we just blah, blah. No,
I wish I could take the old one with me and be like, I need to match this up and get a new bulb.
I think it's a candelabra.
I do too.
I would just go to the store and look to see what it is and then look on Amazon or something, or just buy them there. But it looks like candelabra. I mean, if you want to get them off Amazon, you can always order the candelabra, and if they don't fit, send them back. Amazon will take them back. So
I thought they looked like candelabra bulbs. I just did a search for candelabra bulbs, and that's what came up.
A23E. So, yeah, like she could just take it to the. I know it sounds like we're making it harder, but I was just trying to save her from having to like actually go to a store and figure it out there. Because most of the time Amazon's cheaper than going to the store.
Yeah, she wants to do everything on Amazon, and I'm not opposed to going to a store.
I'm trying to save you money by looking on Amazon, and then you can compare it to the store.
I'm more of a go to the store and just
Then go to the damn store. I don't care. Jesus Christ, waste money. I don't care. It's not my money. That's why we went to Walmart. That's why we went to Walmart when it was my money.
You like Walmart?
I don't like Walmart. Walmart's just cheaper than most of the other places were.
I don't see a number after the E. I see A22E. When I typed it in, there was all like E1, E2. I was like, I don't see a number after the E. I sent you a picture with the A22E.
It's probably a 22 millimeter base then, which doesn't seem right for candelabra.
I can go to Lowe's or whatever. Like I was planning on just like getting a pack from Target or whatever because they were like $5.99. But I guess I can go to Lowe's instead and probably pay more money.
Go to freaking Target. Go inside the store.
I don't go in the store. See, you're breaking everything down. Everything just shut down. You said go inside the store and everything turned off.
Well, you'd have to go inside of a Lowe's. So what's the difference between?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to go in Lowe's, but I would rather go in Lowe's than go in Target. At least at Lowe's, somebody would actually know what they're talking about, I think. Well, like, what would I like? I mean, I take the bulb into Target. I'd have to compare to the box, I guess.
You take it out of the box. That's what I do at Walmart.
I am not taking it out of the fucking box. Walmart is a place where you can do that kind of shit.
You can do it at Target too. As long as it's not like a sealed package. If it's just a box, if it's a sealed package, you just got to hold it up and look at it. If it looks the same, it's the same. It's not that hard. I'm just saying.
I think there's like a home improvement store out by where the Target that I go to is. So I guess if Target doesn't have what I'm looking for, then I can just go to the Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever that place is, and be like, do you have this? I'm too stupid to find a light bulb.
Just go in and be like, I need someone with a penis, please. I have a vagina. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm having a penis problem. I don't have one. Like, I need to replace a light bulb that looks like this.
Oh, okay. I see where you sent it to me now. I was sitting there going up in the comments and look, you sent it to me on Facebook. Okay. All right. Well, that's not what I meant to do. I hit something. You can ignore my friend request if you want. I accidentally hit the. I'm trying to get it to actually open up the full message. There we go. More. There we go. I got a good deal, but I don't know how I did it. Maybe you accepted my thing.
You are a pain in the ass. Yes, you is. You're a pain in the ass.
I know. I try.
Mm-hmm. And tell everybody that you're here.
Oh, you're trying to catch?
Yes.
She still missed me.
I don't know. Do you miss Melissa?
She's probably like, "Where's that girl?" She said she was gonna rescue me. She left without me.
Yep, you left her here with me.
Well, if I would have pulled out that pink carrier again, she would have hid for her life. I told Justin I talked about bringing that home to scare the shit out of Mischief. Like, oh no,
I did find that one here.
I wonder if we put her in that one because she wouldn't go in the pink one.
She might have got fixed in that one.
Maybe. But
because I think the pink one belonged to like Hellion or Missy, or might have been Missy's at the time, or Genesis.
The pink one was Missy's. Well, and Genesis, because we never took him to the vet. Well, that's not true. We took him to the vet at the same time once, and we literally put him in the same carrier. They got along. They loved each other, though, so it was fine. But the vet wasn't happy about it because Missy was not a nice cat to other people. So he's like, "You should have had him in different carriers." I'm like, well, I didn't think she was going to be that big of a bitch to you guys. Because Missy loved me, so I had no issues with her. Not my fault she didn't like other people. What in the hell, dude? What? You look stupid. Fix your ears. Fix your ears. Oh, now. That's right. Fix those ears. He had his ears like this.
Aww. He just wanted his hair back. That's right. You tell her.
Tell her one thing. I like to eat apples and bananas.
He likes to eat whatever you put in front of him.
Except celery. He will not eat celery. It doesn't. Wait, seriously, I covered the freaking celery with ranch dressing. He literally put it in his mouth, somehow got all the ranch dressing off of it, and spit the celery back out. Yeah, I don't like celery. I don't like it. It's nasty. It's nasty. Yeah. No, don't you start your shit. We haven't done this all week. Since I've been home, you don't ever ask until 5 o'clock. So don't start your shit. Don't start this whole, oh, wait, I finally realized Mom's home. I can just ask her any fucking time I want. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. No.
You can't want it.
Be good like your brother. Go away in front of the window. I know. He's taking up the whole window. He's got his cat tree, his bed. God, tell him. Say, you're taking up the whole damn window, bro. Say, yeah, bruh. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, bruh. I love how he looks over at you guys like, tell her, guys. Tell her.
Tell her I must pee. There's probably some outside to bark at, too.
Sometimes when he's like sitting there looking at us, all sad puppy dog eyes with food, we start playing the Sarah McLachlan song.
In the arms.
Spend all your time waiting. I gotta go. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Yep, he's laying behind me, so y'all can't see him no more.
Yeah.
Like literally
You're
behind me.
making fun of me. You're making jokes.
Oh man. So let's see. What else did I have saved on my Facebook? That's where I need to start saving crap. Well, Crystal doesn't really drink, so we won't do that. I saved that to show my dad. What's this?
I haven't really tried to drink since I've
Oh, this dude. Hold on. Hold on.
What?
Let me share the screen. This is another supernatural one, but it's a video. So, oh, I need to reset it.
We're Supernatural fans. Of course, we're going to blast Carry On Wayward Son every time it comes on. We're Supernatural fans. Of course, we're going to panic every time we hear Heat of the Moment by Asia. We're Supernatural fans. Of course, we have daddy issues. We're Supernatural fans. Of course, we're going to... Nope. We're Supernatural fans. Of course, we're going to... Somebody we know named Sam. Sammy! We're Supernatural fans.
What the hell?
Sorry, just had to be sure. We're Supernatural fans. Of course we don't panic when our favorite character dies. We're Supernatural fans. Of course we have an exorcism chant memorized. We're Supernatural fans. Of course if you do something stupid, I'm going to call you an idiot. We're Supernatural fans. Of course we're going to blast Carry On.
What was the third one?
It was House of the Rising Sun, and he said, nope. I forget what it was, but it was like that started playing and something bad happened or something like that. I can't remember. But you're like, no.
I want to hear it again.
Oh, well, we can hear it again.
We're Supernatural fans. Of course we're going to blast Carry On Wayward Son every time it comes on. We're Supernatural fans. Of course we're going to panic every time we hear Heat of the Moment by Asia. We're Supernatural fans. Of course we have daddy issues. We're Supernatural fans. Of course we're going to... Nope. We're Supernatural fans. Of course we're going to call everybody we know named Sam. Sammy! We're Supernatural fans.
What?
Is that the one that had like the that dude in the house or whatever? Because that's the House of the Rising Sun. Man.
Probably. I don't remember, to be
I'm gonna
honest.
Google that. Hang on. It's going to bother me. Hang on.
All right. You do that while I keep looking to see what else we can watch / discuss.
Okay. Supernatural 2, episode 216, Roadkill, The House of the Rising Sun.
I found the best one that I saved, and I meant to share it a long time ago with you. It says, hold on, I'll share the whole meme, but I'll still read it for those who are listening audibly. It says, when a supernatural character lasts longer than you thought, why aren't you dead yet? Or why aren't you dead? Ghostfacers, I'm looking at you. You know what would have made it epic is if the Ghostfacers would have made an appearance in the final season. But dude had already like bulked up and like started looking good. So that would have been weird. I guess he
was Roadkill. Oh, it was that one that was like the people that were reliving their death over and over.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Where like on the road or whatever, like people that they had that fight and then they got in that accident and like that chick was being chased the entire time by the dudes that they killed or whatever. Roadkill. That's it. I found a clip.
Okay, so we're taking the scenic route. Hey, baby. It's our anniversary. We're just gonna get stuck in the car. I know, I'm sorry.
There's the song.
Stop, I'm mad at you. Oh, come on, Molly. Hey, you love me. I don't you.
Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Yes. Okay. That was gonna bother me if I didn't figure out what it was, but that's what it was.
Oh, here's some of the you can only keep one thing. So we'll go through some of these.
If they get to a supernatural one, you can only keep one. Like,
all right, so you can only keep one: Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans.
Oh my God. Iron Man or Captain? Oh, no.
Yep, Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America. I was going towards Captain Marvel. Like that's not right. I'm gonna go with Iron Man because he saved everyone after the whole Thanos thing.
Yeah, I went with Downey as well. Gosh, gotta scroll so far. All right, so you can only keep one. Johnny Depp's Tim Burton's version of Alice in Wonderland, or Johnny Depp stars in Edward Scissorhands. So Johnny Depp as Alice in Wonderland or Johnny Depp in Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, obviously. For one, now I like Tim Burton movies, but like the live action Tim Burton movies, like most of the live action Tim Burton movies are like so freaking weird. Like so weird. So, but Edward Scissorhand is a classic.
Yes.
And it like does not look like Johnny Depp at all. So it's, all right. This one was easy for me. This one will be easy for you as well. You can only keep one: Community or House.
House.
Exactly.
Like what the hell?
I get some people liked Community, but nah, bruh. Nah.
You're putting it up against House, I mean.
Yeah, they should have put it up against another comedic drama instead of yeah.
Parks and Rec.
Like House should have went up against another doctor show like Grey's Anatomy
or Grey's
Chicago Med or something like that. It shouldn't have went up against a comedy show because this one, I remember what I picked, but it was a hard one. Celine Dion or Whitney Houston.
Oh my God. What the hell?
Two great powerhouses. It was hard for me, like really hard for me, but I had to I literally sat down and I went through all of their music and I counted how many songs I liked from each person. And that's how I chose my winner. Like, whose songs do I like the most of?
Oh my God.
So when I tell you it was hard, it was hard. Now, obviously, it would be easy for people who didn't like one of the others, but for me, it was extremely hard to choose.
I grew up with both.
Yeah.
I might have to go with. God damn. I mean, I'm leaning towards one because, like the heart will always go on. But then at the same time, it's like I have like a special connection with someone because there's a song that we're like linked to. So I'm kind of like, oh my God, what do I do? So I'm torn. I don't know, because Titanic or song in my head, Whitney. And it was a different song.
That's who I picked, was Whitney. It came down to that I like more Whitney Houston songs than Celine Dion songs, and I love a lot of Celine Dion songs because I liked her before Titanic. So that just tells you, that's how you know you're a true Celine Dion fan, is if you liked her before Titanic, because a lot of people jumped on board with her from Titanic, and it's like, she sings more than just My Heart Will Go On. You know, kind of like Hanson sings more than Mbop.
I was just doing like My Heart Will Go On because it was just like symbolic, you know. It's like, you know.
Yeah. Well,
I know other songs like
most people. If you say Celine Dion, the first thing they're going to say is "My Heart Will Go On," and that wasn't even her biggest hit. Her first biggest hit. Her first biggest hit was God. Now why can't I think of it?
Because You Loved Me or something like that.
Yes, Because You Loved Me.
I was just using that as like a reference tool, like to not say her name or whatever, to just be like, my heart will go on. But as I was sitting here and like going back and forth, and How Will I Know by Whitney Houston popped in my head, and that wasn't even the song that I was saying like we have a tie to.
How will I know if he really loves me?
And
hey, it was me.
No singing. No singing.
Oh no, someone's at the door. Hold on.
Okay. I was like, he's telling you no singing.
Oh, it's Justin. Are you home? Oh.
No, he's not home. He's walking through the door.
All right.
So,
well, give me a few minutes because we're still going through some of the. I think we have like 4 more. All right. So the next one is Home Alone or Back to the Future.
Oh my God, Back to the Future. Sorry, Macaulay, but
yeah, see,
Back to the Future.
I picked Home Alone.
Well, for me, like the only one is like Home Alone 1, but with Back to the Future, I've got 1, 2, and 3.
Home Alone, I got 1 and 2 because after that they got stupid.
I do like 2 to an extent, but my favorite.
And most people say that Lost in New York is better than the original.
I do like Lost in New York. It's been forever since I've seen those movies.
I don't know. I enjoyed Home Alone more than Back to the Future. I liked Back to the Future, but I enjoyed Home Alone more. Just me personally.
I think it's because I've seen Back to the Future like a lot more recently than I've seen Home Alone, so that's why I'm going like Back to the Future. Just because I've seen Back to the Future within like the last decade or the last couple of years, and I haven't seen Home Alone since I don't know when.
All right, so here's one that no one's going to care about. These are Battle of Hollywood couples.
Oh, God.
Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel or Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber.
Maybe Justin and Hailey, but only because I know that Hailey's a bold one.
I didn't think you liked the bald ones.
I really don't, not that much. I just think it's kind of weird that Justin married into the bald ones.
Yeah. I personally don't care.
I don't care either.
I think if I was going to choose, it would probably be Jessica and Justin, just because they're more of our age, our time.
I'm just leaning towards Justin and Hailey because it's the only pair that's been in, like, has crossed my mind at any recent time. Because I saw on the thing that, you know, Hailey's related to Stephen Baldwin, I think.
Yeah.
That's his daughter.
All right. So here's another. Who is this?
That's a good way to start a celebrity thing. Who are you?
Hold on, I gotta look up to see who this even is. I think it's Shakira, but I'm probably wrong.
Shakira.
Yeah, it's Shakira. Okay, so Christina Aguilera or Shakira?
Christina.
Yeah, that's who I said to. Probably because I'm like, who is that?
Who are you and why are you famous?
Well, he rang the doorbell, so that's why I didn't. I thought it was like someone else because sometimes the post people ring the doorbell.
The postman rings twice.
Well, they could have rang twice, and my doorbell would have still done the same thing. It would have still went. It would have still sang a song. So.
Did it move?
All right. Here's another one. Michael Jackson or Prince? Who is the king of pop?
Oh, Jesus Christ. King of pop is Michael Jackson.
Well, no, they're letting you choose, though. They're letting you choose.
You don't choose.
They're saying, who would you pick between these two? They're not saying who was crowned. They're saying, who would you pick between these two?
Fucking Gen Z. You don't choose.
Okay, let's take King of Pop out of it then. Who would you choose?
Well, now I'm like, just again, grew up with both.
We all know who I would choose.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's who I would choose, but only because here's the only reason. When Prince died, they ruined his songs for me because you could not put the radio on. You could not turn random Spotify on. You couldn't do anything without it being like 30 Prince songs in a row. And it just ruined it, especially Purple Rain. They played that at a 4th of July thing with fireworks. And I'm like, fucking Christ. He is not an independent. Purple Rain is not an Independence Day song. Why are we listening to fucking Purple Rain?
I watched a video yesterday, and it was about Weird Al, and it was this dude, and he was covering like artists that refused to let Weird Al like cover their songs and stuff, and the people that let him cover and then regretted it after, which was like Coolio, because we all know Amish Paradise, but Prince came up on the list as like 4 or 3 or whatever. And I think he took Prince back towards the end. But Prince like never let him cover anything. Like, and because Weird Al wanted to cover Purple Rain and he wanted to make it Yellow Snow. And the dude was like, I wish he would have been allowed to do it because that would have just been so hilarious. Just the thought of it. But he never got to do it. And now, since Prince is gone, he'll never get to cover anything. Because he, like Weird Al, always gets the artist permission before he'll cover. And I guess he wanted to do Live and Let Die as Chicken Pot Pie. And he sings it live every now and then. But Paul McCartney said that he really doesn't want it done on an album because he's a strict vegetarian. And so he doesn't want anything that condones like the eating of meat. And he's like, you could do like tofu pot pie. And Weird Al was like, it wouldn't work because like the chorus is like bok bok bok. And so like every now and then in concert, Weird Al will sing it, but
why did I not ever realize that Jared Padalecki was in House of Wax?
Yeah, he was. He got turned into someone who sits in a chair.
I guess I just always associate that movie with Paris Hilton.
Oh, her death was so satisfying. I literally watched that movie like just to watch her die. I mean, even after she dies, I will finish it, but I will watch that movie just to watch her die. It's so funny.
Yeah, Weird Al is great. There's a country dude, Cletus T. Judd. He also does parodies of songs, but he does mostly like country songs. He's pretty funny too. All right. Well, anyway, guys, we're going to go and end it because Justin's home. So we're going to go to dinner and crap. And plus, I got to pee. So not that you guys wanted to know that, but
I want to know your bodily functions.
We're all family here, so y'all get to know when I got to pee. So
yep, I'm gonna grab a bulb and probably head to Target or not. Yeah, Target or Lowe's or whatever is out that way. And get some bulbous. Tell them I know have a pee-pee, and I need you to show me where the bulbies are.
I'm lacking a penis, and I don't know what to do.
You too.
All right. We will be back next Friday, and I am going to try my best to remember to write shit down when I remember it. So that I'm not saying, man, I wanted to talk about this. What was it? All right.
Every week we're always sitting here like, I want to talk about something, but I don't remember what it was. I want to talk about something, but what the hell was it?
Yeah, so even you, if you think of something, just write it down. So come Friday, we'll have it to talk about.
Who knows? Maybe by next week I'll have some videos.
Yeah, maybe. I told you what to do until you get an actual tripod.
I know. Maybe we can, if I have a video, maybe we can watch one of mine on here or something.
Maybe.
Here's my baby.
I'll commentate on it. I'll
Yep.
go all, oh my God.
This sucks.
This beesh. I can't believe she doesn't know how to cut an onion.
Can't believe she what?
I said, I can't believe she doesn't know how to cut an onion.
She doesn't. She doesn't know how to do anything. She's gonna die.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.